Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk. I'm back here today with another video and another deck tech, specifically another Briar deck tech. With Briar, I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty happy with where my lightning, or not lightning, but yes, sort of lightning, blitz, and constructed builds are. However, I know that the channel mount heroic build has been getting pretty popular as of recently with the Polish Nationals and people seeing that deck and thinking it's really good and want to play it. So I decided to give it a try and see what my thoughts were on it. I still personally like the other original Briar, like the Terry Quatel and just iterations of that Briar have come up with. However, this Briar is really good into kind of those go tall decks. And as a lot of people know in Blitz right now, Oldheim is really good right now, so playing into Oldheim or even playing into a Bravo or Prism and Constructed, this deck could do really well. The one that won Polish Nationals is obviously a Constructed deck. So I wanted to give my take on it and what I played. I will be posting a gameplay on this video tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow, probably later today actually. On how this game went, where I actually got 2 channel mount heroic turns off in a row, which was really good, and ended up winning the game because of it. So the deck overall is really good. I really do enjoy it, and it's definitely viable. It's more, I think, matchup dependent. I think it's really good against like the Bravos and the Prisms and the Oldheims, but maybe not as much against a go out aggro deck. It's still really good though, and I think it's definitely viable. So getting right into it, I have the adult hero version, so just ignore that. But we're playing Briar with Rosetta Thorn. This is a blitz deck. Having Reaping Blade in the sideboard you could have, but really Thorn's just too efficient of a weapon to not use. As far as the main equipment, what I normally use actually in this deck is this setup. I run Hope Merchant's Hood. I've started to run that now with my Briar decks, unless I really need Arcane Barrier with Counter Dichotomy. I don't have Arcanite Skullcap, so I don't use that. But I like Hope Merchant's Hood because I've noticed, like, when I lose with Briar, especially in Blitz, even more so than Constructed, the reason I lose is because I drew a bad hand, right? You drew the dreaded 4 non-attack actions, or even 4 attack actions, depending on when the hand is, can be bad. So Hope Merchant's Hood kind of eliminates that and helps me be able to reset my hand. Because like I said, I've noticed like more times than not when I lose, it's solely because I drew a bad hand. And I lost my gas. So it helps me be able to do that. It also helps me on defense if I draw up, like, let's say like 3-ball lightnings or something stupid like that, or 2-ball lightnings and a lightning press or something. I can use Hope Merchant's Hood so I can have more defensive capability on a turn where I know I'm going to need it. So that's why I run that. For the chess piece, I normally actually run Scalata in a lot of matchups right now, just because a lot of matchups are like Oldheim and, besides the Kano matchup, but Oldheim and the Mirror and Briar and Ira and all these others where I want to have that extra block. So I'll actually run Scalata more times than not. If not, I'll run Ether Ironweave. For the arm piece, it's almost always Grasp the Arcanite. I'll never pretty much not run this. The only time I won't is when I'm playing Kano and I run No Rune Gloves. And then for feet, it's 50-50. I literally split all the time. I would say with this type of deck, your best bet is probably Snapdragon Scalers, because you're going to be playing a lot of your non-attack actions prior to. I say it every time I talk about Briar, just in case this is your first video watching me, is, in my opinion, Snapdragon Scalers and Spellbound Creepers are both equally as good. It just really depends on how you sequence your deck. Spellbound Creepers allows you to play non-attacks at instant speed off of a attack you're already playing. So like if you play a Ball Lightning and then you Spellbound Creeper it and play a Plunder Run that wasn't from Arsenal at instant speed and they didn't block, you can draw a card, right? So it doesn't telegraph your Plunder Runs if they're not from Arsenal, which is really good. But again, Snapdragon Scalers just gives anything go again, so it's really good for that. In the sideboard, I have Null Rune equipment. I have Spellbound Creepers. Crown Dichotomy is really good. Ether Ironweave, and yeah, just Null Rune equipment. So getting into the deck, the basis of this deck is to have decent turns with your red attack actions and then attack actions, and then have big swing pivot turns with your channel mount heroic. So at attack, we have Arcanic Shockwave, which we don't fuse this as much in this deck, but it's still good if you can fuse it. Ball Lightnings, 4-ball lightnings, and Lightning Strike, Lightning Surge, Scar for Scar, Ravenous Rabble, the normal attacks you see. Where this is good is if you can get those channel mount heroic in there. Right now, all of a sudden, Arcanic Shockwave's hitting for 7, Red Ball Lightning's hitting for 6. And Lightning Strike, depending on what you're playing, it can hit for as much as 10, right? Lightning Surge is hitting for 7. Scar for 7. All of these attacks are hitting for a lot. So it really helps. Snatch hits for 7, which you can imagine with that draw card effect, it's unreal. So all these 4 breakpoint attacks are now going to be hitting for 7. You'll notice in the gameplay that I played, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I played off a Channel Mountain Heroic. I played Ball Lightning for 6. I played Arcanic Shockwave for 7 with Go Again, and I gave it Go Again. And then I played Scar for 7, I believe. So I hit a 20 damage turn with 3 cards, which in Blitz is unreal. And I ended up killing them off of that. So you'll notice that it's really good for that. So you have a lot of these low cost cards, attacks that hit 4 on the breakpoint, and with Channel Mountain Heroic, they're gonna be hitting for 7 or 10. I run Nimblism. It's really good, obviously. I had a turn where I ran Channel Mountain Heroic into a Nimblism, so my next attack was hitting for 6, which was pretty insane, 6+. So if you play Channel Mountain Heroic and then Nimblism, and then let's just say Scar for Scar, now it's hitting for 10, or even a Lightning Strike will be hitting for like 13, depending on what it's doing. So it gets pretty nutty. Plunder Run, always shout Arsenal as card if I can. It's not Arcanics is really good, obviously, for getting that 1 Arcane and getting another attack action in hand. I run Captain's Call blue still, even though this is a Channel Mountain Heroic deck. I'll run this, and then I run yellow Evergreens. One, if I can play it during a Channel Mountain Heroic turn, it's hitting for 9, right? And if I play it from Arsenal, I put it on the bottom of my deck, which isn't as important in this deck. Earthlord Surge. So I have a couple blue Earth cards for pitch for Channel Mountain Heroic. I run Earthlord Surge, So Tomorrow, which you can replace with Toma Harvest or Autumn's Touch. I just didn't put Autumn's Touch in here yet. I'll probably end up subbing this out for Autumn's Touch. But Earthlord Surge, So Tomorrow, Weave Earth, and Evergreen. So I have 8 cards in here I can use to pitch for Channel Mountain Heroic. And then I run Sting of Sorcery, and I run Force of Nature. So I run 2 more blues than your average person. I run 12 blues. Some people will run 10 blues in the Blitz deck. I want a little bit more blues, obviously, to be able to pitch and have consistent Rosetta Thorn at the end of my turn. I would say that I rarely didn't have... With Channel Mountain Heroic, you're not trying to keep it alive for a long period of time in Blitz like you maybe would try to in Constructed. Most of the time, this was staying on the field for 2 turns. Which is good, right? Like in Blitz, if I'm hitting for 15 one turn and 20 the next turn, odds are I'm going to win. So I don't need Channel Mountain Heroic to stay in the game for longer than 2 turns. Really, if I do, it's amazing, but I really don't need it. Like if worst comes to worst, you could pitch a Sting of Sorcery to play Channel Mountain Heroic just to have +3 on that turn, right? When I got Channel Mountain Heroic, if I didn't have the Earth cards to pitch for it, I normally put it in Arsenal and then wait till I got an Earth card to pitch. So I'm playing a 5-card hand in a Channel Mountain Heroic. So that way when I pitch for it, I still have 3 cards in hand. And if you can couple this with like Force of Nature, where you draw cards every time a card hits, if its attack was greater than its base. So if you play Channel Mountain Heroic into Force of Nature, basically every attack is threatening a draw effect that's played that turn. So it gets pretty insane. I really like the deck. Like I said, I prefer personally the Lightning Go Low deck. But this deck definitely is worth a shot. And I really, if you have a heavy kind of Prism Bravo Oldheim matchup, this might be really good for you to play. It just kind of depends on your meta and where you're at. I think both Briars are equally good. I just think it all depends on what your meta is. But let me know what you think of the deck. Also, keep an eye out for the gameplay video later today. I'll be posting that for you all to enjoy. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, critiques, anything you want to give. I really appreciate that. I know in the gameplay video, I miss a Ball Lightning trigger with Arcanic Shockwave, so I could have dealt 1 more damage than I did. So you'll see that, right? Easy mistakes that are made during webcam games. Yeah. Hopefully y'all enjoy the videos, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much, and have a great day.